Hello everyone, this is The Last Word and I'm Maria Shakil. A day of hectic political activity stretching from Maharashtra to Uttar Pradesh. What's common in both the states is the ruling dispensation on the back foot. Remember, Uttar Pradesh is the largest state in Lok Sabha and Maharashtra the second largest. And both states saw a drubbing in the Lok Sabha polls. Coming to Maharashtra first, the day began with a jolt for Ajit Pawar, with four top leaders jumping ship to their home base, the Sharad Pawar faction of NCP. Next, NCP patriarch Sharad Pawar interacted with press, sending some critical hints. Responding to a question on Ajit Pawar, his nephew, Pawar Sr. said there is room for everyone in his home. A clear softening of stance after the poll debacle for the Mahayuti. Sharad Pawar perhaps sees a clear opportunity to hit back at the BJP in Maharashtra. Ajit Pawar in turn has called for a party workers' meet. The big question that we ask on the show is Ajit Pawar's Ghar Wapsi on cards? And what happens to the Mahayuti if that does happen? Shifting gears but not tracks, Yogi Adityanath's troubles reached Delhi's doors. There were meetings after meetings at the Prime Minister's residence. First to knock Prime Minister Modi's doors was UP BJP chief. Sources suggest that he has taken responsibility for the poll debacle and he has offered to resign to BJP President Mr. JP Nadda. Deputy Chief Minister of UP Keshav Prasad Maurya had met BJP President JP Nadda last evening. Finally, Union Home Minister met Prime Minister Modi. In Lucknow, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath called a meeting of his ministers. The question that we ask now: are changes in the offing in Uttar Pradesh too? But first, let's try and listen to what's happening in Maharashtra. Joining me on the show are Clyde Crasto, spokesperson of the NCP Sharad Pawar faction, Rohit Chandra Warkar, consulting editor, Fresh Press Journal, Avinash Adik is NCP National Secretary and spokesperson, and Rajiv Pandey of the BJP. Avinash, coming to you, what really is happening in your group?
Good evening, Maria. I've just heard the headlines from you about Ghar Wapsi and all that. No such thing is on the cards. We are preparing ourselves for the oncoming assembly elections. Yes, some office bearers in Pune have joined Pawar Saab's party, but don't read too much into it. You see, our leaders and our workers are very capable, very clever. They know that when the assembly elections come around, the local seat has been retained by the BJP. So in the situation where we start discussing seats and seat distribution, it is but obvious that a sitting MLA seat will not come to us. So perhaps because of that, some of our workers have gone and crossed over.
But that's also a reflection on your negotiation power if you're not able to give the sitting MLA seat to him or someone from within your party.
No, Maria, please understand that the sitting MLA is of the BJP. If that is the case, our negotiation for getting that seat from the BJP is going to be slightly on the back foot. But there are other seats where we have a better chance, where the Congress or the Uddhav Thackeray faction or Pawar Sahib's party have retained or are sitting with their MLAs. So those seats are the ones which we will vie for. At an advanced stage, maybe there will be some exchange of seats here and there. But by and large, the people who have crossed over with the belief that if they go across to Pawar Sahib's party, they stand a better chance of contesting. I'm just worried for them.
It's person to person, seat to seat. It's not really return of Ajit Pawar at the moment as per the NCP, Ajit Pawar faction. Clyde, are the doors open for the nephew of Pawar Sahib? Clyde, if you heard me.
Well, Ajit Dada Pawar closed the door himself. I can hear you. The Ajit Dada Pawar closed the door himself. Mare, that ship has sailed a long time ago. Water's flown under the bridge. So I don't think we need to delve much into it. Because once the doors are closed, I don't see it opening once again.
Okay. Ship has sailed. Rohit Chandra Warkar, you know, in politics, never say never. So has the ship really sailed, or is there a window or a door of negotiation open?
Well, we have seen so many defections, Maria, in the last couple of years or 3 or 4 years that you never, I mean, no ship sails, or if it sails, it returns to, you know, pick up more passengers or whatever. I mean, anything can happen in Maharashtra, as you know, and as you are observing and everybody knows. See, today's defection, the timing is important because just about a week ago, we had Ajit Pawar extending himself to journalists, meeting them, building, announcing that he is going to build, a big image makeover campaign. He's also hired, I believe, a big company, a national company called Design Box to help him, build his image in media and in social media and all of that. A lot of talk happened over that. And just a week after, they began their operations, you have this coming from the heart of NCP's uh, uh, home turf, which is Pimpri Chinchwad. So, yes, I accept the NCP spokesperson's, statement that, maybe the local seat of the assembly is going to BJP. So some of the people must have seen that they have
But
no
Rohit,
prospects, so they have
since you
crossed
talk
over.
about the timing, one thing that has happened which is also significant, that RSS saying in that article which was published that it was Ajit Pawar's NCP which was solely responsible for Mahayuti's bad performance. And then you have 4 exits today and then Sharad Pawar holding a press conference. It cannot be without a reason.
Yes. So I think, a lot of things are happening right now inside the NCP, and there is a lot of talk. Sharad Pawar also is now kind of getting on the offensive. Today, can you believe he targeted the Congress also to some extent over the MLC election, cross voting that happened, etc. So Sharad Pawar is kind of gaining ground, but these faces who have crossed over are not really very prominent faces, let's say. But, many more things are likely to happen because of the Maratha agitation in Maharashtra, because of BJP's, internal thinking about what seats to keep, etc. I'm hearing that they might keep even 130 seats, so more defections can happen because people will cross over to the party which is likely to give them an assembly seat as in ticket candidature. So, a lot of action will happen, not necessarily damaging for one party or the other party right now. But maybe everybody needs to wait and watch, which way all this will go, because there is a lot of flux happening and you never know what will happen. You mentioned the RSS article today again in Marathi, mouthpiece of the RSS. There is one more article that has come out which has explained how taking Ajit Pawar along might have damaged the BJP. And a lot of my BJP friends, my RSS friends from Pune, there is this buzz in their social media circle that, whether it was really necessary to take Ajit Pawar along when they had Eknath Shinde, etc. So that undercurrent is also there, Maria.
Okay. So was it really necessary to have Ajit Pawar in Mahayuti, and what addition or subtraction did he really do, Rajiv Pandey?
Maria, that all 3 parties are together. Our top leadership has taken this decision that Ajit Dada Pawar will be with us. He is with us. All 3 parties are already in negotiations and in the planning stage how to contest the election, upcoming Vidhan Sabha election in Maharashtra. If you see, BJP is very a strong party in Maharashtra. You have seen when all the 4 parties contested at their own in 2014 and we got 122 seats. Again in 2019 also we crossed 100 seats. Other party now, if you see, Ajit Dada Pawar has shifted to NDA, and that has given a strength to the BJP.
Okay.
In Lok Sabha, also if you see, there is only 1% vote difference. In Vidhan Sabha, it will be completely different. This you are debating because 4 functionaries, everybody has said, Rohit ji has said that they are not so important, and because of the local compulsion, local political compulsions, people changes their parties at the time, at the eve of elections. So you should see only.
No, but the question is, it's not without a reason that Sharad Pawar has said what he did today, Clyde. He is a sharp politician, one of the sharpest at present in Indian politics. Extremely foxy. I mean, you know how his politics has panned out.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
He doesn't say a word without a reason.
Yeah, so Maria, I agree. So I'll tell you, I agree with what you're saying, but I've been hearing talks about, this guy, people who have gone over to our party and come over to our party this morning are not very important people and they're not very big names. Let me tell you,
They're
all
sitting
the big
MLAs,
names
nobody is
left
saying
us
that.
and went away. Even the press. No, I just heard Satna, somebody told on your channel, I've been hearing it now, Maria. Let me finish what I'm saying. So the point here is the big names went to with Ajit Pawar ji. Look what happened. Did they manage to get seat? I mean, Ajit Dada Pawar himself, a stalwart, I still consider him a stalwart, is trailing himself in, Baramati Vidhan Sabha by almost 49,000 votes. So don't underestimate the cadre. Whether they are small or big, cadre is what makes a leader. So don't underestimate them. If they've come here, they've come for a reason, and they will make sure that the party grows stronger. That's what is happening. And let me tell you one more thing. Please give me another minute to speak. I mean, this whole RSS, whatever paper that has come out or magazine that is writing about things, the Bharatiya Janata Party, they like to talk in circles. It is very clear. A few days back they wrote the same thing that Ajit Pawar being in BJP is the reason why we lost the election. They started again. Somewhere they begin to realize that Ajit Dada Pawar, what they thought would add any credence or any kind of strength, and I finished talking, was adding strength to the party is not happening. So now they are finding ways to distance themselves from him. This is what the BJP does. If you help them, they are with you. If you not help them, they throw you out. I mean, I'm feeling bad for Ajit Dada. So the point here is very simple. That they found something that they are not useful. Therefore, they are working on different ways of talking like this, and that's what's going to happen. So the future is going to be bleak. But I wish them all the best. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, Avinash, would you respond?
Yes, I would like to thank Clyde, my friend, because he said the doors are shut on us. But Clyde, our doors are open for you. And having said that, with regards to the article that is published in those magazines which are RSS backed or whatever, see, they are entitled to their opinions. But you know it, and everybody on the panel knows it, that the reasons for the defeat in Maharashtra, whatever they are citing in those articles, can't be taken at face value. Because if this is true for Maharashtra, what happened in the Uttar Pradesh? So we can keep going to and fro in this. What matters is, as Clyde rightly said, that these cadre who crossed over are not small people. I agree with Clyde, and I hope, Clyde, that you all give them the nominations. Because come tomorrow, when Uddhav Thackerayji or the Congress lays claim, I hope you are able to give them justice. And I feel very worried for these people who have crossed over, because they have crossed over with the belief that by joining you all, they'll probably get a nomination. As Rohitji rightly said, they're crossing over because they want to be nominated to contest the assembly elections. But when the seat sharing happens tomorrow, if they are left out to dry, I would feel very sorry for them for their efforts today.
Clyde, a quick response, and then I bring in Rohit.
Maria, can I come in?
Well, there's a lot of camaraderie in between me and Avinash. You can see, because Avinash is a very good friend, though he's on the other side. If there was another spokesman, I would have given a different answer. But the point is, I think Avinash,
who never knows?
No.
I mean, never say never in politics, as they say.
No. Avinash and Maria, let me promise you one thing, Maria, on air. Avinash and I will have coffee only as friends and listen to Pink Floyd and Deep Purple. That's a different story altogether. But I also want to tell Avinash the same thing. I'm feeling very bad that the way they are hammering you left, right and center, I mean, your future doesn't look as bright as you think it is. Okay. So therefore, I'm telling you on a serious note, Bharatiya Janata Party is known to use people, and when they are of no use to them, they dump them. Really badly. That's what I'm trying to say.
This is not really a good impression to have, Rajiv Pandey, that you dump people if they are of no use to you.
Maria, this Clyde is talking like that we do this. They can talk anything. Not a single BJP leader has blamed Ajit Pawar for the loss. Some person tomorrow, even Maria Shakil ji can write an article and give her explanation that what has happened in the election. What I'm saying, even in that situation also.
Articles purely on speculation, so you know me.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm only saying the issue is even at that time we are in power for 10 years, and there were certain issues were raised that some fake news were spread by the India Alliance. I don't want to go into that debate, and we lost by only 1% vote in Maharashtra. So we are not blaming Ajit Dada Pawar for this, whatever has happened.
I have really come to the end of this discussion, but nevertheless, Rohit Chandra Warkar, a quick word from you. What's going to happen in Maharashtra politics in the next 48 hours to, say, a week? Will it be status quo, or are you expecting some massive switches or defections closer to elections after perhaps the model code of conduct is in place?
I can say only one line.
Why just 48 hours? I don't know. I mean, let's say next 1 or 2 weeks, these things will continue, or even beyond that, because there's still 3 months to the election. But I can tell you that the winning margin this time, because there is split in two parties that happened 1 year ago, 2 years ago, the fragmentation is going to happen. A lot of voting fragmentation has happened. There are going to be 6 parties contesting instead of 2 formations that were there earlier. So the winning margin, again, like Lok Sabha polls, is going to be very small. And that's why you see these leaders being unsure about what to do, and you see these defections. Also, I'm giving you some information. The BJP has put its foot down, and they're going to claim at least 130, 140 seats in the seat sharing. That's what they decided 2 weeks ago in their brainstorming that happened in Mumbai, with some leaders from Delhi also participating in the brainstorming. So they are going to go for 130, 140 seats out of 288. So the alliance partners are not sure how much chunk they are going to get. So you see these defections, and you see these things continuing. Ajit Pawar has decided to stay with the NDA alliance. He is going to agree with smaller number of seats with a promise that he'll continue as deputy CM if the NDA alliance comes back to power in Maharashtra. That's the deal that has happened right now. Any number of defections can happen in the next few weeks, months, couple of months, and you will see that happening, Maria.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Clyde, Rohit, Avinash and Rajiv. Shifting focus now to the Hindi heartland. Yogi Adityanath's troubles reached Delhi's doors. There were meetings after meetings at the Prime Minister's residence and a strategy huddle in Lucknow before the Keep by poll, the first electoral challenge in the state after the poll dropping. There were several cross signals through the day, with Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya's cryptic "No one is bigger than the party" post message, and then Samajwadi Party Supremo Akhilesh Yadav's quick hitting back with a scathing post on social media again. In fact, Keshav Prasad Maurya has now reached Lucknow, and those visuals are coming in of the Lucknow airport where the Deputy Chief Minister has arrived. Let's first listen in to Akhilesh Yadav, and then I bring in the guests.
ये सरकार जो आपस में लड़ रही है, इनके फैसले भी जल्दीबाजी के हैं। जहां शिक्षकों को परेशान करने के लिए जो सरकार ने फैसला लिया कि ऑनलाइन डिजिटल अटेंडेंस ली जाएगी, समाजवादी पार्टी ने उसका विरोध भी किया। तो ये फैसला निरस्त हो, तभी हमारे शिक्षकों की असली मदद होगी। वहीं ये जहां कमजोर पड़े हैं, लखनऊ में और सरकार में ये कमजोर पड़े हैं, इसलिए इन्होंने ध्वस्तीकरण का अपना फैसला टाला है।
Joining me on the show are 2 veteran watchers of Indian politics, senior journalist Neerja Chaudhary and political analyst Manisha Priyam. Neerja Chaudhary, what's happening in Uttar Pradesh?
That's what we are all trying to decode, Maria, in the last 3-4 days, because UP is so central to what happened to the BJP. The question that is being asked by everybody is Mr. Yogi Adityanath on his way out. And if that is a decision the party has made, the timing of it is very critical. Will he be moved now, or will they wait for the 10 by-polls to be over, or even the 3 state elections to be over before any move is made in that direction? Haryana, Maharashtra and Jharkhand. So there's been a lot of, in the last days, we've seen the state executive in Lucknow, and the state meeting, a very large state meeting that's taken place in Lucknow, where people have given expression to their unhappiness about what went wrong during the Lok Sabha election, and there is worry on that count. The allies of the BJP have also spoken very openly, Sanjay Nishad, Anupriya Patel, and so on. And the state chief of the party has expressed his willingness to make way for somebody else. So a lot of things are on the move. But whether this will happen, whether Yogi Adityanath will be brought to Delhi, or whether he is a cat with 9 lives because he survived in the past also several times, that remains to be seen. But certainly the 2 deputy chief ministers, Keshav Prasad Maurya and Brajesh Pathak, were not at the meeting today. that Yogi Adityanath held. So there are a lot of rumblings within the BJP, and yet UP, as you and I know, is so very critical, not only for Uttar Pradesh, which is the largest state and matters as far as BJP is concerned, but also may have bearings for the central government.
Okay. And Manisha Priyam, what's your assessment of Uttar Pradesh right now?
So I think Uttar Pradesh is the heart of how we have to see that the Modi 3.0 government is going to go on from here politically. Remember, there's one part of it that you see in the parliament, but the other and more important part is political management on the ground. The Yogi differences with Amit Shah here were well known. But what we've seen in the past is the Prime Minister's often enough made public appearances with Mr. Yogi Adityanath to show that, politically, Mr. Modi is the top man in command. Now, if as we see things turning out now, it's quite clearly the fact that, the party led by Mr. Amit Shah is clearly calling the shots. Now we have to see it at various levels. The first is that the BJP itself has not elected a new party president at the moment. So you can see that the government at the center is running the party as well quite clearly. Now, you can also see that Mr. Keshav Dev Maurya is a man who's supported by the center. He was unable to win the last assembly election. And I think there have been deep battle lines drawn since then. The allies coming up and saying, critiquing the Yogi government means that the allies of the BJP in Uttar Pradesh and Keshav Dev Maurya may be on one side, but where are the MLAs and legislatures? Is there a fracture between Purvanchal and Western UP? Which side is coming more towards the central political leadership? All those are things that are behind the curtains, but also very important to remember that even Mr. Yogi Adityanath's government has been held quite closely by the center. The chief secretary was someone, Dayashankar Mishra up until now, who had been a person of their choice. Also the fact that the governor is, as per the constitution, an agent of the center. So these two actually hem in the moves that are left with Yogi Adityanath ji. In Lucknow itself, the city is rife now with political speculation. And there is a belief, there are gossips underway, but a belief that if there is change, that change will be to attack the PDA alliance of Akhilesh, whether it will be Keshav Dev Maurya at the helm and leading the large contingent of Kushwahas who are a politically aspirational class, or will it be a Dalit candidate? Many say it could just be an unknown face, and the power structure could, behind that unknown face, remain intact. But at the moment, I see very few chances of Yogi Adityanath coming to the center and being accommodated here. Remember, he's, unlike Shivraj Singh Chauhan, not a man with governance in a particular sector. He's a field-oriented person. Okay. He's got political strength in Purvanchal, and those things don't really make him a tall leader for the center government of the BJP. In Uttar Pradesh, however, whether Yogi Adityanath will continue to hold on or will he give way? If he does, then under what circumstances? Okay. Those are the discussions that are underway.
Neerja Chaudhary, Yogi Adityanath's power that he wields is very, very clear. But what about Bhupendra Chaudhary and Keshav Prasad Maurya?
Well, Keshav Prasad Maurya has been camping in Delhi for many, many days, as we know.
Yes.
And now he's back. What role will they get? If I also feel, that the central leadership has been worried about, of course, they lost the support of Dalits, a section of the Dalits. They lost the support of the Rajput, the community to which Yogi Adityanath belonged. A small section of even the Brahmins that have been solid supporters of the BJP, Jats. So, but most important is that the OBCs, including the Kurmis, that have stayed by the BJP side, left it particularly in the eastern part of Uttar Pradesh during the recent election. And that is a cause for worry for the BJP, particularly the OBCs. So if there is to be a replacement for Yogi Adityanath, let's see what happens in the coming week. It could well be an OBC leader who replaces him. Because, OBCs have stayed by the BJP in the recent years. And I remember a senior BJP leader telling me when I talked about the Jats being very unhappy with them, they said, no, we're not worried about the Jats. We are worried about retaining the support of the OBCs. So I think how all this pans out, given, will Yogi Adityanath, if he's moved, will he take it lying down? He has his own Sena, which had become dormant but shows signs of reviving again in recent weeks. And also, how many of the MLAs will stand by him? He has an independent following outside the following of Narendra Modi and the party. So I think the central leadership will also weigh up all these factors on whether to make the change, which is possible, but more important, when to make the change, if that decision is being taken.
All right, all right. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am, on the show. Neerja Chaudhary there and Manisha Priyam with their analysis of what really is happening in Uttar Pradesh. As journalists, we believe in not speculating much on a number of stories which are developing stories, and this is one such story. That's all from me. Thanks so much for watching.